it very much becomes that like fork in the road. Because, it's like you're either going to start changing all of those aspects and making your workouts important, or you have the folks that they kind of shell up and they don't want to, if it's feeling like they're giving up something or whatever it is, or adjust all of this lifestyle stuff. So now their workouts fall off and then they're like stuck in that cycle.
Yeah.
But it is that, I mean, it's if you're actually pursuing something like wholeheartedly and committing to something, then kind of without question, without thinking, you'll notice like those other layers begin to change. Like you're saying, you're pulling the thread, and then one thing after the next, you're kind of eating a little bit better. You're going to bed a little bit sooner. You're doing all these things. And I think when people think about fitness, they think it has to be, I have to bite off all these things at one time. Like I've got to just be able to like figure everything out at once. And it's actually a lot easier than that. You just got to take a step in the right direction.
Yes.
So, but
yeah, one step in the right direction. And once you have direction, then that gives you perspective on every decision that you have to make.
yes.
So if I don't have a direction that I'm moving, then when I have to make a decision, there's nothing to weigh it against. It's like, oh, should I have this bowl of ice cream? Why not?
Yeah.
But if I have a direction of like, oh, I'm trying to lose 10 pounds, should I have this bowl of ice cream?
Probably not.
No, because that's not going to be conducive to the direction that I want to go. And that's like a simple example, but that basically, once you lock in, intention, direction, values, then that starts to give structure to everything else, because the decisions that you start making are like, you don't have to work that hard or think that hard to make a decision. It becomes more clear that like, oh, this isn't conducive to what I'm trying to do. So then change kind of naturally starts to happen. Like
would
you were
you
saying.
agree to that? Like, I think the further off people are from that like straight and narrow road, it's almost like the more that decision has to cost you, or the more gravity that has to have in some capacity to kind of bring you back to, okay, this is important to make this decision. Like if I had, let's put it in terms of like weight loss. If I had 50 pounds to lose versus like 10 pounds to lose, and I was trying to like commit to this goal of getting in shape, like that bowl of ice cream has a greater weight, right, of making that choice. Like it's a bigger, heavier decision than if I'm 10 pounds to lose. Like you just see that as, oh, I can afford this. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
so in terms of it, what I'm saying, like it has to cost you something. Like, if you're paying out of pocket for a trainer, and that's a premium charge, and okay, that is costing me something, and that's what's keeping me in line, because I know that if I fudge this up, like that's money out of my pocket is kind of what I meant.
Yeah.
Like you have to make that investment for it to be worth something, and or be someone that is like so far off from getting on track.
Yeah. I think it has to do with alignment in general and conviction. Like, so if someone's willing to pay a trainer $500, $600, $700, $800 a month, then that shows a level of buy-in. I mean, literal buy, but like conviction in their desire to move in a certain direction.
Yeah.
Right. So then that creates more alignment, and they become less scattered and less distracted. Right. And they start to hone in their energy and attention on this one kind of direction. Right. So the more resources, time, energy, money, attention, thinking about, the more resources that you give that one direction, then the more powerful it becomes.
Yes.
Right. It's like a light bulb, diffuses light into an entire room, or you have a laser that can like cut through metal.
Yep.
Once you take that energy and you focus it, then it becomes more powerful. So I think the idea is that just basically the more that you align yourself with the direction you're trying to go in all aspects of your life, then the more powerful it'll be and the more quickly you'll get there.
Yeah. I was actually just having a really awesome conversation with one of my clients who we did an InBody scale measurement today, and it was the first one we actually did in months. We kind of were just like coming in, and as she started out, it was like establishing a baseline of, hey, let's just commit to these workouts, commit to the process, commit to some of the habits. And it was very much like over the last 6 months, like let these habits kind of bleed in one into the next. We didn't do any like macro tracking. We weren't like really diving in the weeds on like what her diet was like. I wasn't giving her prescriptions of workouts like outside of what we were doing. It was just like, hey, let's just commit to the process. And we did an InBody, and she was down 10 pounds since our last weigh-in, and her muscle mass was the exact same, and her body fat was down like 7%.
Wow.
And again, to prove the point of just like, we just did the right things.
Mm-hmm.
And little by little, like made those adjustments because one thing bled into the next. And she's someone who very much is good about like committing to that process, but like she didn't need the script of what to eat. She didn't need the like script of what to do physically or the extra cardio or whatever. She was just like, okay, I know I have these goals. I'm already doing the workouts. And I also want to like feel better in my workouts, feel stronger, feel more energized. So I'm going to eat a little bit better. I know I got to get up early, so I'm going to go to sleep at an appropriate time. And then you see the change, like the fruit is there because you can't, the data is not going to lie.
Yeah.
So it's just pretty cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that just goes to show like you start taking the first step, and then like, I mean, all you can do is take one step.
Yes.
And then all the other steps come after that, but like you have to take the next step and just keep doing that.
Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.